Hi, I'm Laura Watson. I'm the president and lead coach of Venture Coaching. Since you're considering hiring a business coach, I'd like to talk to you today about this important decision. My goal is to give you an understanding of the exploding world of business and leadership coaching and give you some tips to consider so you can make a well-informed decision about coaching for yourself. So let's begin briefly with understanding the history of coaching. Although some people have still not heard of coaching for business, coaching has actually been around for centuries. When you think about it, political leaders and high-performance athletes have always had a team of advisors around them to give them feedback and help them gain fresh perspective. Business and leadership coaching really started to take off in the late 80s and 90s, when it was mainly directed towards problem employees. And because it was mostly used as a corrective measure, it was somewhat frowned upon and it carried a stigma for a long time. Today, however, the pendulum has swung. The stigma is gone and coaching is now a popular, sought-out solution for improving performance and taking an individual or a company to that next level. In fact, for some, it's even become a status symbol. I'm sure this helps to explain the explosive growth in the industry. Did you know that coaching is a billion-dollar industry in the US? Since the demand for coaching has increased so much, the industry continues to see a huge influx of coaches every year. There are now over 300 training schools, over 17 coaching-related associations, and more than 60 different credentialing systems. And currently, there are about 15,000 new coaches entering the profession every year. Now, although this sounds exciting on one hand, I'm afraid it also creates a problem for you when you're shopping for a coach. The problem is that coaching is not a regulated profession. This means that anyone can call themselves a coach, whether or not they have any formal training and whether or not they adhere to any professional standards or ethics. And this is why I wanted to create this video for you. As someone who's considering hiring a coach, you need to know it's a buyer beware world out there. And because I believe so strongly in the value of coaching, I'd like to help you know how to make a good decision for yourself. So then you can have a great experience and get a great return on your investment. So who hires coaches anyways? Well, people who want to improve their performance hire coaches. Everyone from solopreneurs to Fortune 500 executives. In fact, some of the more recognized recipients of coaching include Steve Jobs, Jenny Munford, seen here winning the Canadian Entrepreneur of the Year award, and Calgary's well-known Brett Wilson, who is a self-made billionaire and was a panelist on the popular TV show Dragon's Den. And finally, Eric Schmidt, the CEO of Google. Now, according to Eric, everyone needs a coach, but I disagree. I think a coach is necessary when you've decided you want to create some change. And there are many ways to create change. You can read books and try to implement changes yourself. You can attend training programs and apply the discipline to follow through on implementing the changes after the seminar, or you can hire a coach. Some of the benefits of coaching, I believe, is that you get personalized support specific to your situation while having a partner helping you grow personally and professionally, while also helping you with the follow-through and implementation of your goals. So when or why should you hire a coach? One of the most common times business owners hire a coach is when they're feeling stuck. It's understandable that we all want to get to some next level in our business, but we're not always sure how to do this. So it makes sense to bring on a coach who can offer you some fresh perspective and feedback to help uncover the blind spots that you're not seeing yourself. Another great time to hire a coach is when you want to clarify your vision and goals. Again, your coach is a fresh set of unbiased eyes, so you get to ask questions you haven't considered before. A coach who listens well can hear and pull out the themes in your thinking and help you create the clarity you need to move forward confidently. People also hire coaches for some external accountability. Many of my clients get caught up in putting out fires every day, and they get distracted working too much in their business and not enough on their business. So having a coach hold you accountable for achieving action steps can really help accelerate your growth. A coach can also help you with your team. If you think you would benefit from some team building, then consider hiring a coach with some knowledge in communication effectiveness. Many team issues have poor communication skills at the core. So a coach who can help your team members listen to each other better, provide feedback to each other, and problem solve effectively will dramatically increase your team's performance. Which leads directly into my next point of improving communication. Business happens through people, and people need to effectively communicate to make business happen. So whether it's your team or yourself needing to learn some communication and delegation skills, again, a coach can be a very cost-effective way to solve this problem. So once you're thinking about hiring a coach, what should you expect from the relationship? One of the first things you should expect is collaboration. Coaching is not consulting. Coaching does not tell you what to do. A coach works with you, helping you clarify your goals and objectives, challenging you on your thinking, and making plans with you for moving forward. You can also expect lots of inquiry. Your coach should ask lots of questions and do very little talking. Your coach will ask lots of questions so she can fully understand your situation and challenges, and she will be listening for what you're not saying. By hearing the message and the beliefs underneath your words, your coach can help you get to the core issues faster and help facilitate the insight you need to move through the blind spots and take action. Another benefit you should expect from your coach is some skill development. Your coach should be very well versed in personal and business building skills, so you can learn how to apply these skills to your situation. Next, you should expect some accountability from your coach. A good coach will be setting action steps with you and checking in to make sure you're following through and not getting stuck. And a great coach will let you call her between your scheduled meeting times, so you can access support whenever you need it. And finally, and it may seem obvious, but your coach should keep your sessions and your information completely confidential. Unfortunately, I've seen the confidentiality line crossed by my colleagues, and it's not okay. You need to trust and feel confident in sharing what's true for you with your coach. So make sure you have a conversation about confidentiality when you decide to work with a coach. Which leads me to what should you look for in a coach? With 15,000 coaches entering the profession every year and your ability to use the phone and internet to work with a coach from anywhere in the world, you have a lot of choice available. So you need to think about what to look for and what's going to work best for you when hiring a coach. First off, look for experience, both coaching experience and experience in the area of expertise you want coaching in. Many coaches have come out of other professions and they've never been trained as a coach. They might have some great experience to offer in their area, but they may not have good coaching skills. So you want to look for a coach who has both. And be sure to ask any coaches you interview about what they are doing for their own personal and business growth. Find out if they have a coach and if they walk their talk. Second, you want to ask about coaching credentials. There are a slew of credentials out there because coaching is not regulated. Some coaches are credentialed after taking a weekend seminar, and others have achieved accreditation after years of study and practice. So it's a good idea to ask any coach you interview if she is a member of the ICF. The ICF is the International Coach Federation, and they are the folks who set standards and ethics for the coaching profession. Now, because the profession is not regulated, membership with the ICF is completely voluntary. But if you find a coach who is connected with the association, it means that coach has voluntarily been trained by coach-specific schools. They've gotten letters of recommendation from other coaches and have been tested by an ICF master coach. And there are designations to look for. ACC is an associate certified coach. PCC, a professional certified coach, and MCC is a master certified coach. So make sure you ask any coach you interview about his education and background. Thirdly, you might want to look for a coach who follows a specific approach. Some coaches have set programs or curriculums they offer. They'll sell you a packaged program, and you're expected to follow along whether or not each element of the program is relevant to you. Other coaches are completely freeform. Each coaching session is based on the issue of the day and ends up being a reflection of your mood. The challenge with this is that the sessions can become too freeform, and it's easy to go off on tangents that aren't aligned with your goals. My bias is towards working with a coach who provides a structured framework with flexibility. This means there's a framework the two of you are following, but there's also flexibility available for dealing with urgent and other specific issues without necessarily following a prescribed curriculum. So give some thought to what format works best for you. If you want to be coached on a specific issue and you like lots of structure and want to follow a program, look for and interview coaches with this in mind. My bias is that you don't work with a coach who's completely freeform, because you'll likely be disappointed, feeling like you're not getting anywhere. My suggestion is to look for a coach who falls in the middle. And finally, I suggest you work with a coach who has created or curated a toolbox of resources. This is important because you need to be able to put your coaching into action. Theory is great, but it won't get you anywhere if you don't implement. Your coach should be able to offer you the means to help you implement. Otherwise, you'll continue feeling stuck, not knowing how to put your insights and learning into practice. The next issue to consider in making your decision is the return you should expect for your time and financial investment. Metrics Global LLC, a third-party research company, was hired by another Fortune 500 company and a coaching company to measure the ROI of executive coaching. The bottom line of the study showed that executive coaching produced 529% return on investment and significant intangible benefits to the business. In another study, when coaches were hired to provide leadership development to mid-level managers, productivity increased by 60%. Employee satisfaction in the company went up 53%, work quality increased 40%, while work output went up 30%. Clearly, coaching was directly related to improved productivity and, in turn, profitability for the company. According to a recent ICF study, clients who received business coaching reported several business improvements, including better teamwork, more clarity of goals, and better communication. In their words, the benefits included a better corporate culture, better interpersonal discussion between management and staff, higher team spirit, higher morale, lower staff turnover, and improved performance. Obviously, business coaching can help you achieve significant gains in your company. But what do you need to do to make the most of your investment? The most important thing you can do is commit yourself to the process. Commit to yourself that you will get the most from the experience. Setting your intention and staying focused on the work will make a huge impact on your ability to get the most from your executive coaching. Next, be sure to prepare yourself for your coaching. Take the time to write down all of the goals you want to achieve through your coaching. This will help you bring clarity to yourself and the coach you'll be working with. Write a top 5 list of everything you'd like to improve upon and share this with each coach you interview. Next, understand that your personal and business lives are not mutually exclusive. Although I get hired for business coaching, a lot of my work ends up being personal coaching because we need to work on changing how the person shows up in his business. So be sure to ask prospective coaches if they have background and expertise in dealing with personal issues as well as business. Next, be prepared to do homework. You will need to take action between your coaching sessions. Not all change happens in the sessions. New insights, perspective, and actions happen between your coaching sessions. In fact, this is where the value of coaching is best realized. With new action, new results will be generated that can then be evaluated in your next coaching session, so continuous momentum is created. And finally, use your coach. I recommend finding a coach who will allow you to contact her between your coaching sessions. Not all coaches will let you do this. Then take advantage of this benefit. Don't wait for your next session to get unstuck on an issue. Contact your coach in the day-to-day moments when you're stuck or you want to prepare for something, so your coach can help you shift and keep you moving forward faster. So, to summarize our learning today, coaching is an exploding, unregulated industry. As long as you are willing to work on the phone or Zoom, you have literally thousands of coaches out there to choose from. So you need to do your homework when shopping for a coach. Consider your goals and what you want to gain from the coaching project. I've met people wanting to engage a coach just because they thought that's something they should be doing, and they had no idea what they really wanted to accomplish. So consider your goals. Ask your colleagues for referrals. If they have been working with a coach they really like, it makes sense for you to start your search there. Then you'll also want to go shopping for a coach. Shop around. Most will offer a free session so you can get a better sense of their style and decide if there's a good fit or not. I often say that you don't typically buy the first pair of jeans you try on, so don't buy the first coach you try on. And finally, be willing to fully engage. This means be willing to open up about yourself and your business. Yes, coaches need to be great listeners, and the more you open up and share what's really true for you, the more you will gain from your coaching experience. You hire a coach for feedback and guidance, not to be your mind reader, and not to tell you what to do and how to do it. Remember, coaching is a collaborative relationship. Well, that's all for our time today. I sincerely hope this information has been helpful. If you want to take your life and business to the next level, I strongly encourage you to consider working with a coach to help you get there. Of course, I'm happy to speak with you directly about this presentation or anything else you'd like to discuss. And I offer a free coaching session to help you make a confident and informed decision about the coach you hire. If you'd like to take advantage of a free session, please call the number on the screen. Thanks for joining me today, and I look forward to reconnecting sometime soon.